Hi, and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and I want to thank everyone for stopping by today. I have 3 DIYs for you today, 2 fall and 1 Halloween. I really hope you enjoy them, and I hope you enjoy this video. Also, please remember to subscribe and give me that thumbs up to help my channel grow. I really appreciate it. It would be a big help to me and a blessing if you could do that. Other than that, I really have nothing else to say, so let's get on with the crafting, and thanks again for stopping by. DIY number 1. We're going to start with 4 of these 3-inch blocks that I got off of Amazon. You can also find smaller ones at Dollar Tree sometimes, but I couldn't find them, so I had to get them off of Amazon. But I'm going to paint those all in white. My inspiration for this project comes from We Craft Around, and you can find this video on her Facebook page. I'm taking 4 of these blocks, and I'm taking some of that distressing ink that I got from Temu. It's kind of like a brownish red, maybe a little orangey, I don't know. But I'm going to take that and I'm going to stress all those blocks all the way around every corner. And once I get that, all the 4 of those done just like that, like you see, I'm going to take these letters that I got off of Amazon. I think they're maybe 3-inch letters? No, they're 2-inch letters, sorry. And I'm going to paint them all in black. And then I'm going to take 2 of the blocks and I'm going to find the middle of the block. And I'm only going to do this on one side of 2 of the blocks. And once I get that middle found, I'm going to put a nice little dot there. And I'm going to do this to a second block, like I said. Once I get 2 of those dots made, I'm going to take my little hand drill that I got off of Amazon, and I am going to drill the holes where I have them marked. Once I get those drilled, I'm going to take these hangers that you can put in the wall for coat hangers or whatever you want to put. I found those on Amazon as well, and I painted those in black by Apple Barrel, and I am going to screw those into the holes. Actually, they weren't too bad. I thought they would be a lot harder to screw in, but they were actually pretty easy, as you can see. But once I get both of those in, I am going to take, I got this from Dollar Tree. It's those little stands, and I did paint it in white, and I did distress it just like I did the blocks. So I'm going to take my blocks once I find the block that I wanted to use at the bottom, and I'm going to find the middle, and I'm going to take some wood glue and some hot glue, and we are going to stack these. We're going to use the combination, and I do this on all the blocks. But I stack 2 of the blocks without the little hangers first, and then I'm going to put the top 2 will have the hangers. One will go on one side and one will go on the other. Well, sticking out, if that makes sense. You'll see. Just watch. Sometimes watching and listening to me, it's better to watch than to listen to me because I can't explain worth anything. But once I get that figured out, I was being very picky about how I wanted, what side of the block I wanted to use and what edging. But once I get that on and pushed down and secured, this is where I'm going to stack the blocks that have the hooks. So this one, I believe, goes on, we're going to do it on one side, and then the other one's going to stack on the opposite direction. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like I said, watch what I do. I'm going to make sure that's all even. Push that down. And then I think I get a little out of frame because this is kind of tall. I try to show it as best as I can. But we're just going to continue with the hot glue and wood glue. And see how the other one sticks out opposite? That's what I meant. And we're going to push that down. Okay. I have no idea what I do next. I think I'm trying to show you. There you go. Now you can see it better of how I got it stacked. Okay, once we get that done, now, okay, let me see if I can explain. I really wanted to use magnets, but I couldn't find the magnets at Dollar Tree, so I ended up using Velcro for now. So I'm trying to show you, I cut the Velcro to fit the letters. It's hard to see with the lighting, but I did put a little bit of Velcro on every letter. And I did hot glue them, but all I got to do is use my heat gun and melt it off, and I can... See, I wasn't sure. I was like, this is not really what I wanted to do. I really wanted to use magnets. Magnets would have worked a lot better on this project. So once I get one half of the Velcro on, I'm going to stick the other half onto the blocks. Those I don't cut. I just leave those completely round. But for some reason I didn't want the Velcro to stick through the letters, the other half of the Velcro. I don't know what I was thinking. But again, I'm going to end up using magnets once I can get them. I'm pretty sure my Dollar Tree will get them in here soon. I've always seen them, but the one time I needed them, they didn't have them. So I'm sticking the Velcro on there because I want to see where I want the letter to lay. So I kind of just lay it, eyeball it, and I do use hot glue because even though they have a sticky back, I don't trust them to stick. And when I go to remove these to put the magnets on, I'll just use my hot glue gun to get that off. And then I'll probably use a permanent, like more permanent glue for the magnet. Like maybe super glue or something. But for now, this worked. Not quite as well as I'd like, but it did. Once I get all those on, and you can see them, I'm going to start putting my letters on. And there's different combinations, and I did change my angle of my camera so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So first I have the letter fall. And I made the letters for each of the words, and I probably could have done without some of the letters because you can reuse the letters for each word, but I could have got done without like another L or something, but whatever. There's the word fall. I'm going to take that off. And then I have the word home. I'm just showing you different ways that you could do this. Now the original, when she did it, when I watched her video, she didn't do any of this. She just kind of hung the hooks and hung like that little pumpkin lantern on it. But this idea came to me, and I thought this was a cool idea to put the letters on there. So there's the word home, and I'm going to take that off. And then I'm going to put the word love. And then there's other things you can do too, and I'll show you that too. You can actually change out some of the letters. I think I have a pumpkin, and you could I could change out that O for a heart if I wanted to. There's other different ways to do this. Here I'm putting back the word fall, but I think I'm going to use I'm going to use the pumpkin for the letter A. And I think I got that pumpkin from Dollar Tree when you see it. See, the Velcro sticks. It works okay, but I don't know. I don't like the way the letters sit on it. So, there's the pumpkin. There's the idea of that. I can't remember if I got that from Dollar Tree or where I got that from. But then I got these from Dollar Tree. And these are a little big. I think I'm going to find something smaller to use. But these worked for now. And it still looked cute. I just thought they were just turned out to be a little big. So I'm going to hang those on there. And I have those little lights that you can get from Dollar Tree. The little LED lights. And I'm going to hang those on there. And that's what it looks like. This is pretty much it. Please let me know in the description box what you think of this. I always love hearing your comments. But here's with the lights off. It turned out beautiful. I love the way this turned out. And I love that I can interchange this and use this all year round. So here I'm just showing you the pumpkin come off, and you can put the letter A back. It's whatever you like. Make it yours. And here we are on DIY number 2. We're going to start out with one of those square signs that you get from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut off the hanger. And then I am going to paint it all in white. And I only did one coat because I wanted some of the grain to show through. And then I'm taking my ruler and I'm making like little shiplap lines, and they're 2 inches apart. And here I am, I'm just showing you, I'm using my ruler so I can get those straight lines. And I kind of screwed up one, but it didn't matter because I was going to end up covering it up anyways. Here's the one I kind of screwed up because the I didn't hold the ruler down well enough, and it flipped on me. But that's okay. And if I was smarter, even smarter, I should have done the design first and then the shiplap lines, and I'll explain that later. See, I screwed it up, but I tried to erase it and it wouldn't erase very well, so I'm like, oh, forget it. I got to cover that up anyways. But here I am taking my finger and smudging in the lines to make it blend in a little better. Make it look more realistic, I guess. But yeah, I fixed that line at the bottom. I cover it. And then I cut out this template because I didn't want to mess it up when I drew it, and I knew it wasn't going to erase well. So this is going to be a candy corn, and I'm just going to trace that out with my pencil. And I don't know the measurements of this. I can't remember. And I like the way the one corner turned, the way the edging on that one side, so I flipped it so I could use the same round corner. Anyways, you can see I'm going to cover up the lines. See, I should have did the ship lines after because it took a lot of coat of paint to cover up those lines, and I couldn't get them to erase very well. I don't know, I need a better eraser or something. But as you can see, I'm going to cover up that boo-boo too, and you won't even notice it. But like I said, we're going to color this out in candy corn, and I did draw some lines so I know where to put my colors. But there's jack-o'-lantern orange and bright yellow, and of course white. I do add white even though there is a white, but I do that mostly to cover up the lines. But like I said, it took me, I don't know how many coats of the yellow and orange that I had to take to cover up the shiplap lines that I had made. So again, it probably would have been smarter for me to either A, get a better eraser, or B, just do the lines after I did the candy corn. But you can see right through the orange or yellow right there that the lines show through. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how many coats I put on there, but I finally eventually got it to where it went away. Now, if you're not good with straight lines, and I'm not always, and I didn't really care so much on this, but you can always use painter's tape or, you know, masking tape or something to make straighter lines if you wished. But I just went very slow. Actually, you can't tell. I sped this up, obviously. But when I got to the edging there, I went very, very slow. You can't tell because I sped this video up pretty quick for video purposes. Otherwise, you'd be really bored watching me do those lines. And it'd take forever. And don't worry, I didn't show me making the 100 coats of orange and yellow and white on this. I think I only ended up having to do like 2 or 3 coats of the white because it's already white and it blended in. But the orange and the yellow took a while. And here I'm going to add the white. And like I said, I didn't have to put as many coats of the white as I did the other ones, but again, I sped this up. I'm actually going pretty slow in this, but I definitely wanted to add a few more coats of the white because I wanted the white to stand out against the white back. So the extra coating actually made it a little brighter, I guess, or bolder. I don't know. Anyways, that's what it looks like when it's done. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pencil mark of an oval. I just hand drew it. I didn't have a template or anything. I just made an oval. I'm going to take my black and I'm going to paint in that oval. And I think I only did 2 coats of the black. The black covered pretty well. So once I get that in, again, I'm going a little slow. I did speed this up again so you guys wouldn't have to watch me and be bored and fall asleep watching me paint that. And hopefully I don't show you guys me painting the whole oval. Hopefully I stop the video here soon. Or I'm going to show it to you all. I'm going to show you the whole entire oval being painted black. This is obviously going to be, this is not really a fall, well, I guess it is. I mean, I guess fall and Halloween go together, but this is actually the Halloween sign that I made. We're going to be making a spider. That's what I'm painting. And I guess I'm going to show you the whole oval. But I do a couple coats. As you can see, it's a lot darker. And this is a paint marker. I gotta get me better paint markers. Anyways, I'm just going to trace out my candy corn. And I think I take it along the black of the spider too, just to clean up some of the paint lines. And I also emphasize the lines between the colors as well, which I kind of screwed up a little bit, but unless you look like really close or know that I did it, you ain't gonna know it. So we're gonna pretend, yeah, I do clean up those black lines, those paint lines. And I guess I'm gonna show you guys all of that as well. And then I guess I'm going, okay, I'm going to clean up those lines a little bit. I did smudge it at the bottom a little bit because my hand got in the way, but it's alright. Well, now we're going to make the spider's legs. And we're going to make them a little whimsical, I guess is the best word for it. And then I'm going to do little ovals again, and I'm just freehanding it. I mean, it don't have to be perfect. And we're going to do this on all the legs. This is their little feet, the little spider's feet, I guess. They almost look like suction cups, but, you know, whatever. It's meant to be a cartoon. So we're going to finish that, and I'm going to show you every bit of that. And I think I went over those actually a couple times to darken them up a little bit. But that's what we have so far. Voila. There's part of our spider. And then I did paint some ovals again for the eyes, and I'm using another paint marker. I started out using my paint markers for this, but again, I don't know why I keep doing this. My paint markers are horrible. I've got to get me better paint markers. But I start out always using my paint markers, and then I end up going over it with acrylic paint with a smaller brush. Because my paint markers just, I don't know, they don't look good. Oh, I forgot I did an oval for the nose. And then I did a mouth. And here are the eyelids. And here's my paint markers. I gotta get me some new paint markers. I know I keep saying that, but they drive me nuts. But anyways, I'm going to paint in some of the eyes, and I'm going to use that like lime green color. And again, this comes out better when I use the actual acrylic paints. I guess the only good thing about using these markers, even though they're kind of crappy, is that, see, there's the paint, is that it kind of does set a base coat for it. So I don't have to do like a million coats of the paint over that black, so. I mean, I guess there is a positive in that, but there we go with coloring that in. And I don't know what I do next. I can't remember. I actually made this, I meant to have this video go out last weekend and I got sidetracked. Okay, there's my white. There's the white for the eyes. And I'm using very fine brushes. Nothing big. And again, I sped this up. I'm actually going extremely slow with this, but for video purposes, I'm just outlining the whites of the eyes there. And I think I do the nose and the mouth as well. And I also use the white to color in some of those eyes. I didn't think I left all this in. I apologize. I don't know, editing is so hard. It really is. That and I get really tired doing it. I start falling asleep. It's actually kind of boring. But I'm coloring in the top. I think I do the... I can't remember if I do the top and the bottom. Let me look. Yeah, just the top. The bottom part I leave black. Had to look at the sign. Okay. Oh, I did... then I cut out a bunch. Okay, I made obviously the nose purple. And I did do eyelashes, as you can see, the little eyelash things, but I didn't like those. So I actually end up painting over those and changing those out because I thought those were ugly. And then I used the tip of the brush for the little pupils in the eyes. But I did go over that white with the brush, the paint. I went over the paint marker with the actual paint. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Sorry I cut some of that out. See, you leave a lot in and then you cut out what you really need. See, you just get tired. So I'm taking some of that white, I think. I'm making like detailed lines to help bring out some of that. Like just kind of bringing it out a little bit. I'm running a little bit of the white over the black legs to help bring those out a little bit. And then I'm putting these little white lines on the little feet to help detail it. Help bring it to life. So that's all I'm doing there. I'm not really like, you know, painting it all. I'm just kind of painting around it, kind of painting on it. It just help bringing it out a little bit. Highlighting it, I guess, would be a great term for it. And then I also take some of the white and highlight the, I highlight our little spider there. Little Miss Charlotte, I guess we can call it, like, you know, like the book. And I have no idea what I'm doing with the black. Oh, I see I left out more. I took out black. I took the black and highlighted the candy corn too. And I took white and kind of did that a little bit too. I just made like little straight lines across the candy corn and stuff and brought that out as well. I'm sorry I cut that out. I didn't know I even did that, but anyways, I made this on my Cricut. It says trick or treat. If you don't have a Cricut, of course, there's always stickers. There's wooden letters. There's other options. There's stencils. I don't use my Cricut very often because some unholy words come out of my mouth every time I use it because I'm not very good at it. But once I get all that done, I do take, I don't know if I show it, but I do take Mod Podge all over the entire board to seal that in. But right now we're going to take some of this purple ribbon, and I'm just going to hot glue the ends and scrunch it in the middle. And then I'm going to take some jute and wrap it around. And then I'm going to take another piece of that purple and put it in the middle to cover up that jute. I'm just kind of showing you. My fingers get all twisted together, so I don't even think I showed me tying. I think I just show you guys what it's going to look like, and then I turn off the camera. Or maybe not. I actually tie it. But my fat fingers sometimes have trouble working with the smaller ribbons. And there you go. And then like I said, I took a little bit more of that purple and I just wrapped it around the jute and tied it. And then I'm going to take this yellow ribbon I got from Dollar Tree, and that orange I took off of a witch's hat that I had. I think I got it off of Amazon. It was already put together like that, and I thought it was really cute. So I kept it. And I'm just gonna, like I just made the awareness ribbon on that yellow one and tied it off with jute. And then I also have that white meshy ribbon that you can get from Dollar Tree. You can see it in the bottom corner there. I cut a strip of that off too. We're gonna put that on there as well. And I guess I'm going to show you me putting it all together. And I know I just hot glue everything together. I don't know if I actually used jute, but this is what it's going to look like. I kind of show you. Yeah, I just hot glue everything together. I think I end up scrunching that white one onto the yellow one and using more of jute to hook it, but that's eventually what it's going to look like. Okay, bring back our sign, and I'm going to take that little purple one and we're going to put it on our little Charlotte's Web. I'm going to put it on top of her. She looks so cute. I love her. And then we're going to take the bow I made and we're going to stick that on the top. And all I did was angle my ribbon. I did not ducktail them. I just did an angle on them. And I had trouble with that yellow one. It didn't want to, the tails didn't want to stay down. They were driving me nuts. Kind of sticking out straight. I didn't like that, but I do put the sign, the jute back onto the sign, and that's pretty much it. Let me know in the description box below what you think. Now we're moving on to DIY number 3. This is a very quick and easy one. I take that antique wax and I just wax all over it. On both. I wax the cutting board that I got from Dollar Tree and that little crate thing I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm just using a baby white. Once I get all that done, I'm going to take that little palette that you get from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to hot glue that on. Not quite in the center, a little below. We're just going to tack that on right there in the middle end of the sign. How's that? And then I got this from Dollar Tree. I thought these were so cute. But we're going to use the bow that's on there, the I'm trying to think of what those are called. We're just going to use that bow, and I'm going to use the pumpkin. We're not going to use the beads. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. My brain's not functioning. I may need more coffee. But I'm just going to hot glue that on. Raffia bow. There we go. Ah, it came to me. Okay. And then we're going to take the bow that was already on there and we're going to glue that onto that little hole that's on top of the pumpkin. Once I floof it up and fix it, because it was all flat and I had it in a box, so it got all smushed. And I'm going to cut those tails off. They're a little long. And just use hot glue. And then, like I said, I made this like over a week ago and I can't remember what I do next. But that is so cute. I love how this one turned out. I take a bunch of flowers I got from Dollar Tree and more raffia. I took the raffia and I kind of made bunches, and then I used jute to tie them together, to keep them together. It went in the top of that little palette a lot easier to do it that way. And I just kind of stuffed them on either side and just kind of spread them out a little bit. It worked out great. I really love, like I said, I love how this one turned out. And those I got from Dollar Tree. All the flowers I used, I got from Dollar Tree. The raffia I got off of Amazon. But I don't even glue these. They stayed pretty well. I just stuck them down there. I didn't have to do anything. I did have to trim them up a little bit, as you saw, but this turned out so beautiful. Okay, I only put 2 bunches in. I thought I put 3 bunches in of flowers. Maybe I only did the 2. I do trim up that raffia because it is hanging off. And that's what we have so far. And then I make a stand for it. And I didn't show that. But as you can see, I just used the tumbling tower blocks and I did stain them. And that little leaf I got off of Amazon, and I'm going to stick that in the middle of that bow. But then that's it. Let me know in the description box below what you thought of everything you saw today and what you think of this. I love hearing your comments. I do read them all. I do not get to them all right away. And now we're on to our final reveal. Here is everything we did today. I love how all these turned out. I'm I'm very happy with the turnout of all these, and thank you again for watching. Please remember to give me a thumbs up so my channel will grow. Please like and subscribe and share. Again, thank you so much for stopping by, and let me know what you think in the description box below.